See, in certain spaces, there are very strong presence, which is when you feel the texture of that life, you know it is not like anything that we know here. Obviously, it doesn't belong here. It has a different source than the life that we are. When I say the life that we are, see, this is the yogic sciences.
But how are you experiencing this thing? Can you just tell me how you're experiencing these things?
See, in certain spaces, there are very strong presence, which is when you feel the texture of that life, you know it is not like anything that we know here. Obviously, it doesn't belong here. It has a different source than the life that we are. When I say the life that we are, see, this is the yogic sciences. This will confuse people if we go that far, because people are thinking yoga is for backache, yoga is for health, yoga is for slimming down.
We've already established that's not the case.
So, yoga means you know the texture of life.
Unity.
That is one thing. I'm talking about the texture of this life. If you know the texture of this life…
Okay.
See, people ask me, how do you know all this? I don't know anything. There's only one thing I know. I know the nature of this piece of life from its origin to its ultimate. Because every other life is in some way built the same way, people think I know every other life. No, I know only this life. But fortunately, every other life, from a single microbe to a human being to every other creature, in some way is a reflection of this life. Because it's all connected. Even the evolutionary sciences are saying the same thing, even the religions are saying the same thing, all right? So, in that sense, I know the texture of this life and that life and every other life here. But there are some lives which don't have the texture, which are totally different.
And how are you experiencing these lives?
You want me to say something ridiculous now?
No. I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
No. If I say something which is illogical, it'll seem ridiculous,
I
right?
don't think it's illogical.
It will be illogical because it will not fit into the framework of human logic.
Well, the framework of human logic is based on our own experience and interpretation of the life that we lived. It doesn't mean that other people haven't experienced or interpreted something that is beyond our comprehension because we haven't experienced it personally.
See,
I think that's logical.
We have done experiments where we attracted certain life which doesn't have any texture of earthly life.
And how do you conduct these experiments?
I used certain people to invite them into their bodies, and what happened there is totally unbelievable for people, because I'll tell you a simple thing. I invited a certain life into one person's body. I kept… the weather was already like nearly zero, kind of sub-zero kind of atmosphere. It was in Tibet. And I kept a bowl of water about 3 inches above the head. And when this life entered and I tried to hold it within that body, you won't believe, this bowl which is 3 inches, the person is lying down on the ground, on wet soil, they just put a bed sheet and this person is lying down. This bowl is about 3 inches above the head on the ground. The water started boiling. There are over 200 people watching the water boiling, all right? Because it created so much heat, then I let it go because it could burn up the person, fuse out that person in some ways. Because the moment it felt trapped, it created such heat. The water is actually boiling 3 inches away from the…
Did you film this?
Huh? From a distance they filmed it, bad filming, they were not really looking for it, but it is there.
And how many times has this happened?
We did this about 2 times we did it properly, another time we did a mild one. After that, I thought I will go spend time there, which has never happened. And above all, It doesn't serve any purpose like that, you know.
It doesn't serve a purpose to
It doesn't.
experiment?
It is more to know. Not. It doesn't serve a purpose as to how you can use, because it could be. I have to admit, I was stepping into an area where I don't know a damn thing. Okay.
Right.
So you could make a mistake and take somebody's life or your own life or something like that.
So whatever these life forms are that you're experiencing, they're only… You can only experience them through another person's body?
No, not like that. Only because I experienced, I wanted to demonstrate it to the people who are watching.
And how did you know that it was a thing? Like, how did you know that you could experience it that way and exhibit it, put it on display for the people that are watching?
Well, see, your whole perception right now for most human being is limited to 5 senses. Seeing,
Yes.
hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. This is how you know the world. If something has no smell, no taste, no touch, you won't know.
But there could be an infinite number of senses
yes.
that we're not aware of,
Yes.
that we don't possess.
So these things I've faced in many places, but there are certain places where there is a unreasonable level of concentration. So one place is this Kailash Manasarova region in Tibet. In last 2 years, we haven't not been able to go because the Chinese have closed this because of this corona virus or whatever. Probably next year it'll open up. Last year we went, we viewed Kailash and Manasarova from 8 to 10 kilometers away. At the Nepali border, we went there, and even from a distance, what it does to people is unbelievable.
So it's just one concentrated hot spot
Yeah.
of activity.
Yes, and that too, it's like clockwork. Exactly at 2:30 in the morning, it starts. Boom, activity like that for about 1.5 hours, 1 hour 40 minutes like that. After that, it just goes down. It's almost like a busy airport. Boom, 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 things are happening. But not like crafts or anything, just bunches of lives, just up and down, things happening for about 1.5 to 2 hours max.
Do you think they're extraterrestrial? Do you think they're interdimensional? Do you think they're spirits?
They're not spirits.
No?
No. Anything that's related to the planet, we will just know immediately. It's not a…
It's
not
something that's from somewhere else.
It is definitely from somewhere else. And, you know, like…